it's interesting. You can do it either way and have success either way.
Yeah, we see trucks running up front with both scenarios.
This is an unfamiliar place for Todd Bodine.
Carmichael's beginning to close some ground, but Amarola decides he's tired of riding up there on the outside, jumps in a hole there, and that'll hurt Ricky Carmichael. His pusher went away from him.
Got Stacy Compton behind him now in that 60 truck, and there's Dennis Setzer, the 46 truck behind him. Remember, Dennis was involved in an accident in practice with his teammate Johnny Benson.
Max Pappas fighting right there with these guys. Crawford. Some good stories up here at the front of the pack. Guys that we weren't sure were even going to be able to get to Daytona because of sponsorship woes or team changes. The majority of the field has a different driver crew chief combination.
There's like maybe 10 driver crew chief combinations, Michael, that were the same last year. So that means there's 26 different driver crew chief combinations.
We're talking about the changes in the rules, pit road, the shootout style restarts. The changes in the teams made me get my program out. I've been studying trying to figure out who's driving what.
One of the drivers involved in the first accident was the 13 of Johnny Sauter. He was checked and released from the infield care center and actually refused an interview request from us. So a frustrating evening for Johnny Sauter.
Such high expectations for Johnny and that entire ThorSport team. Finished so strong last year, highlighted by that big win at Las Vegas.
They're lining up front. 4 trucks have pulled away from the pack at this point.
Sometimes if you don't have anything good to say, it might be better not to say anything at all.
Well, let's hear what Austin Dillon has to say. He's with Krista.
Well, Rick, Austin Dillon is feeling a lot better than his truck looks. So much anticipation for this race that has turned into frustration. Did that sum it up, or how are you feeling right now?
You know, I mean, it's very dejecting. We wanted to go out there and run well. We had a fast truck. It just, I didn't get to see a replay of what happened or anything. I don't really know. I might have made a mistake. I tried my best to save it, but just not a good start to the year for the Bass Pro Shop Chevy. But we're going to be fine. We got a strong team, and hopefully we can get back out there to run some more laps.
All right, thanks, Austin.
See, I appreciate that young man stepping up there and doing his interview and telling people he wasn't sure what happened. He might have made a mistake, and he might have made a mistake, but darn, Phil, you can't simulate the position he got into on the very first lap of the race. When Eric Amarola took him 3 wide, Austin was in no man's land. He had never been there before.
Great early run so far for Max Pappas, running 5th right now in that Geico Toyota.
But you watch, as every lap goes by, these guys bounce up off the exit of turns 2 and 4, a little bit higher and a little bit higher. Handling is really going to come into play. I see them getting a little bit more and more out of shape every lap that goes by. If you can stay down on that yellow line, great, but it's not a free ticket. You don't just get to stay down there. You got to drive the heck out of that truck. Look at Jason White, a little bit up the hill there, opening up a door. Taylor Malton couldn't go through it, though.
Here we go again, 2 and 3 wide as they scatter out. Coming out of turn number 2, let's go back trackside to Adam Alexander.
And Rick, Kevin Harvick Incorporated has never won 2 races in the same day, trying to accomplish that this evening. Earlier this afternoon, Tony Stewart winning for them in nationwide competition. They're 1-2 on track. Elliott Sadler leading Ron Hornaday, and Hornaday just came on the radio and said, my helmet hose just came off. Good thing it's a cool night. He rides 2nd behind Sadler.
Mikey, how important is that?
Not tonight. You're fine.
Just to keep you cool, the helmet hose?
The helmet hose blows fresh air into the top of your head. It cools you down significantly, and on a hot day you wouldn't want to be without it, but tonight you're fine.
We definitely don't want Ron Hornaday to be a hothead out here, as things will heat up as this race continues. We're underway with the 2010 Camping World Truck Series season. Early on, chaos, but now we're trying to control some of that. Be the biggest racing fan you can be with Verizon Championship Racing at the track and on your phone. From nationwide and IndyCar driver meet and greets to exclusive peeks inside the Penske garage, right on your VCAS phone. We're your hard card to racing nirvana. Only from the network with the most 3G coverage, Verizon. We're under caution once again. This time it's for the 48 truck slowing on the backstretch and actually coming to a stop. Brian Silas climbed out of his race truck. Not really sure why, but maybe had an issue that he thought was going to cause him to have to get out of it. While that was taking place, Justin Lofton looked like he might have had some mechanical issues with his truck.
Yeah, that's the number 7 truck. You can't tell that by looking at the right side. He was involved in that first lap incident, but you see the left front tire all the way down now on the ground. So Justin's trying to make his way around the racetrack without destroying that bodywork.
And that's about as fast as you can go and not do just that.
And I think it already has pretty much. How about this story from Donnie Lee? And now he actually would not have raced yesterday.
He had a good excuse.
He had a good excuse. His girlfriend's water broke, so he flew home to New York and had a baby yesterday and came back down here to race. So if there's one person on earth that wanted to see this race rained out last night, it was Donnie Lee. And what a great run so far. Started back in 35th, already up into the top 15, Mikey.
What a run. Won one of the most exciting races in the Truck Series on a 3/8 mile track. Took the checker 3 wide. How the heck you do that, Rick?
Well, you do it. Dominic Anthony is the name of their young boy. 7 pounds, 12 ounces.
He was pushing and shoving and battling just like he did growing up in New Jersey on those tracks.
A reigning modified champion, wheeling up modified champion.
These guys going to pit, right?
Absolutely have to. They're over halfway into a fuel run.
Again, this is a 100 lap race. We've completed 21 laps. And on to pit road the field comes. Elliott Sadler leading this pack. Now again, because of the restart rules, we have the wave around trucks as well. And let's go to the pits and Ray Dunlap.
Well, Rick, realize there's some different pits in this year. Watch the brand new fuel can in the back. It is self-venting. You'll notice there is no catch can man here on the number 30 Geico truck. Let's go to the front of the field and check in with Adam.
Ron Hornaday had talked about doing 2 tires. Owner Kevin Harvick came on the radio, suggested 4. That's what they will get on the 33. They will also add some tape to the nose. Top of your screen, his teammate Elliott Sadler said something about 2 tires. Doug George, the crew chief, said nope, let's get 4. All the service is complete. Elliott Sadler, the quickest off pit road. These stops happening, the first ones of the night in lap 21.
Jason White beat Ron Hornaday off of pit road, so he'll restart in the 2nd position. Now again, double foul restarts when we come back. Elliott Sadler gets to decide on the inside or outside when the green flag flies. Get your NASCAR fix 4 days of the week with NASCAR Race Hub on Speed. Monday through Thursday. It starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed. Get our second caution of the evening came out when Brian Silas stopped on the back stretch. The big one took place on lap number 1. That was as they were coming down the back stretch into turn 3.
Watch that 3 truck. The 51 of Eric Almirola close to the inside. Austin and Dillon in the 3 truck gets very close, starts wiggling, loses control, catches Johnny Sauter up against the outside wall. About 8 trucks in all involved, including Kyle Busch in his first race as a team owner.
Trying to skate through on the bottom was the 10 of Jennifer Jo Cobb. She had a lot of damage and now is out of her truck and with Chris Devoto.
Yeah, Rick, you saw that orange truck there on the bottom. She thought she was clear and then trouble. It makes it a little bit even more frustrating, but looks like the crew behind you is trying to find out if you can get this truck back out there.
Well, they said no. Crew chief said no from the beginning, and I don't know how to give up. I don't know how to stop. So I'm like, if we can go make a couple laps again, and it's morale, it's points, which are oh so important. And I don't want to give up yet. I want to get back out there. I'm so looking forward and so grateful for this year in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, and I know we're going to be back at Atlanta, but if we can salvage a few more laps at Daytona, why wouldn't we? So I can't wait to see what they're saying over there. All indications say no, it's done. It was pretty hard hit. It's as hard as I've been hit.
Well, I know you're itching to get over there, so we'll let you do just that. But yeah, Rick, she's telling the truth. Right before this interview, she ran back into the hauler and said, come on, guys, take a look at it. Let's get back out there.
Yeah, another driver that wanted to get back out there was the 18 of Kyle Busch. They were able to get that truck fixed up and back out on the racetrack, but then they came back onto pit road and are now making their way back off of pit road and onto the racetrack once again.
Kyle Busch right now is 19 laps down, but he feels like he owes it to his sponsor, Hell of a Good, that came on board. It was just really February 4th when Kyle Busch found out for sure that the sponsor that he thought he had for the entire season was not going to come back.
Right.
So he was very fortunate, and I know he was very appreciative of hell of a good coming on board and partnering with him to run this race. And I know that's why I think a lot of the reason is he's back out on the racetrack.
Hell of a Good's a great partner for NASCAR. They sponsor races, and now they climbed on Kyle Busch's truck and part of the group that's sponsoring all the speed weeks. Ray, what's going on?
Justin Lofton in the pits down here, Michael. Just as that caution was coming out, his left front tire exploded right at the start-finish line. He was able to limp back around, but a good bit of damage on that left front fender. So the guys from the pit training crew on that number 7 are working on that Toyota and the left front.
A lot of damage to the 7, and again, we saw him with the left front tire going down after the 48 had stopped on the backstretch.